A baby in a basket, a sea that splits in two, and a mountain covered in fire. This is the epic story of Exodus, the second book of the Bible. A tale of slavery, plagues, miracles, and a covenant that would change history forever. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the thrilling journey of Moses and the Israelites in just 4 minutes. Exodus begins with the Israelites enslaved in Egypt for 400 years. The new Pharaoh fears their growing numbers, so he orders the death of all newborn Hebrew boys. But one mother defies the order, placing her son in a basket on the Nile River. That baby? Moses. He is found and raised by Pharaoh's own daughter. But as an adult, Moses learns the truth. He is Hebrew. After killing an Egyptian taskmaster, he flees to the wilderness. One day in the wilderness, Moses sees a bush on fire, but it isn't burning up, it's God. And he gives Moses a mission: go to Pharaoh and tell him, let my people go. But Pharaoh refuses. So God unleashes 10 devastating plagues on Egypt. The Nile turns to blood, of frogs cover the land, locusts devour crops, and darkness falls for 3 days. But Pharaoh still won't listen, until the final, most terrifying plague, the death of every firstborn son. But the Israelites are spared by marking their doors with lamb's blood, the first Passover. Broken, Pharaoh finally lets them go. But as the Israelites escape, Pharaoh changes his mind and sends his army after them. Trapped between the Egyptian army and the sea, all seems lost until Moses raises his staff and the Red Sea splits in two. The Israelites walk across on dry land, but when Pharaoh's army follows, the sea crashes back down, destroying them all. Now free, the Israelites reach Mount Sinai, where God makes a covenant with them. He gives Moses the 10 Commandments, laws that will shape their society. Do not steal, do not murder, honor your parents, and so forth. But as Moses receives the law, the people below build a golden calf and worship it. Enraged, Moses smashes the tablets. But later, God gives him new ones, and the covenant continues. God commands them to build the tabernacle, a sacred tent where his presence will dwell. A cloud by day and fire by night leads them through the desert. But because of their constant disobedience, what should have been an 11-day journey to the Promised Land turns into 40 years in the wilderness. During their journey, the Israelites complain a lot. They doubt God, demand food, and even threaten to return to Egypt. In frustration, Moses strikes a rock for water instead of speaking to it as God commanded. Because of this, he is forbidden from entering the Promised Land. Then the people rebel again, and venomous serpents attack them, but God provides a way. Moses lifts up a bronze serpent, and all who look at it are healed. After 40 years, the old generation dies off, and a new one prepares to enter the Promised Land. Moses gives them final instructions, reminding them of God's laws. But Moses himself will not enter. He climbs Mount Nebo, sees the Promised Land from a distance, and dies there. The leadership passes to Joshua, and the next great chapter of Israel's story begins. That's the book of Exodus, a story of freedom, faith, rebellion, and redemption. But their journey isn't over yet. Up next, the third book of the Torah, the book of Leviticus. If you want to know what happens next, stick around for the next chapter in this incredible biblical adventure. If you loved this breakdown of Exodus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more epic Bible stories. See you next time.